Hello everyone, welcome to our first webinar of 2021. As you may know, my name is Herman Vega. I'm the Senior Sales Representative at EZCast Pro. And on behalf of my company, I would like to welcome all of you to this webinar. We'll be talking about our new product line, the EZCast ProAV. I'm so excited to announce this new solution because we're gonna redefine the ProAV industry and we're gonna make this solution accessible to everyone. In this webinar, we're going to cover the current trend of the ProAV market. Also, we're going to be introducing our EZCast ProAV solution. And finally, we're going to show you some application scenarios of our EZCast ProAV. Let's take a look. IP-based AV has been in the market since a long time ago, but it has become popular and trendy in the past 3 years. In 2018, the sale of AV over IP increased over 130% according to a market research firm, and it's still rapidly growing. The reason why IP-based AV has become trend is that it's cost effective. However, most competitors adopt the techniques such as SDVoE, HDBaseT, which are still very expensive. Compared to our competitor, EZCast ProAV allows users to employ Cat5 cables that can highly reduce the installations and human labor costs. In addition, IP-based AV can leverage your current network infrastructure, so no extra effort needs to be made to rearrange your setup. Thus, EZCast ProAV can enhance your productivity at very low cost. Our price is only 1/5 of our competitor retail price. So let's dive in. So now, let's take a look at our EZCast ProAV solution. As we can see, our EZCast ProAV solution involves a transmitter and a receiver. On the front side of the transmitter, we have our switch mode and splitter mode. Switch mode is for scenarios where I have multiple transmitters connected to multiple receivers, and multiple transmitter has multiple input sources, for example, laptops, desktop, and receivers has multiple output sources, for example, monitors, projectors. And I want to switch between different transmitters to different receivers. The splitter mode is when I have one transmitter, one input signal, transmitting that signal to multiple receivers. That's our splitter mode. On the back side of the transmitter, we have our HDMI input for your input source, HDMI output if you have a local monitor or local console, a audio output, IR input, RJ45, and USB PC for your PC USB signal. If you want to control on the remote side of your transmitter through a keyboard mouse there, you have to connect your USB signal from your computer, a USB cable, to this port, and then you will have the USB signals on your receiver side with your keyboard monitor connected to a receiver. And the RS-232 serial for serial devices if you want to send command from your transmitter to a receiver, and on your receiver side you have a serial device. On the back side of the receiver, we have the output, HDMI output for your monitor, audio output, the IR input, and also the RJ45, and as I mentioned before, the USB keyboard mouse, because also our solution offer a KVM function. And as I mentioned too, the RS-232 port for serial devices. I believe by now you all have a basic understanding regarding our EZCast ProAV solution. I think we are ready to move on what things we need to prepare before installing our EZCast ProAV solution transmitter and receiver. So basically, there are 3 simple requirements that you will need before installing our EZCast ProAV. The first one, and you may already have at home or office, is your Ethernet network. You may have a 10, 20, 50 megabit at home or 100 megabit at your office. The second, it's a Cat5 cable. The Cat5 cable also is easy to find at home or your office. And the third one is a switch, a layer 2 switch with IGMP snooping function. Also, router at home or office comes with this functionality. Let's illustrate how we can take advantage of our EZCast ProAV. First, we're going to talk about one-to-many use scenario. When I say one-to-many scenario, I'm referring to one transmitter to multiple receivers. In one-to-many scenarios, IP-based AV products allow you to share audio and video from one device to many designated spaces, such as cafeteria, conference room, lobby, and so on, if transmitter and receiver are connected to the same network. For example, we simply connect a transmitter to a computer and deploy 3 receivers into 3 places, making this a multicasting or one-to-many use scenario. A widely used scenario is the application of the digital signage. We just sit in front of the computer and choose material we want to transmit, for example, a video. We can play the video on our computer and send the signal to the receiver via CMS, Central Management System. Then the video will be sent to all the monitors. It's pretty easy to get it done, isn't it? Next, let's elaborate on the KVM application. At the beginning, we mentioned about the KVM USB port, but how does the KVM USB port function and why is it important? A KVM stands for Keyboard, Video, and Mouse. A KVM over IP can extend keyboard, video, and mouse signals over TCP/IP via Internet or LAN connection and allows users to send and receive USB control signal from their source devices, such as a computer, which means that a user can reverse control his computer from wherever they are. A typical use scenario will be a server management in a company. As you may know, devices in the server room keep working 24/7 and require no further operation once they are set up. If technicians need to make any changes or troubleshooting, they will need to bring their keyboard, monitor, and mouse with them and connect to each server to get it done. However, KVM functions allow data center personnel to connect to any server in the rack. Let's take a look at a more advanced use scenario, which is the application of Matrix. Imagine you are in a meeting room presenting a proposal in front of your customers. There is a big screen, and you and your team members come with your own computers. During the presentation, your team member wants to make a complementation to your presentation. Then you will need to unplug your HDMI cable and pass it to your team members in order to present. The flow of the presentation becomes messy due to inefficient actions. What if everyone has their own HDMI cable connected into their computer and simply be presenting their slide by pressing the switching button from the receiver once taking the floor? The presentation will definitely be smoother. Another example of Matrix application is being in a concert. On the stage, you have 2 big screens and 4 cameras capturing different angles. The audiovisual director wishes to display camera view into the 2 screens and also switch between different cameras, allowing him to show to the audience multiple views. Just to summarize, for the Matrix application, you must have multiple transmitters connected to your input devices such as computer, desktop, a DVD player, and multiple receivers connected to your monitors or projectors. And then you can switch the content between your receiver from the transmitter via our CMS tool, Central Management System. I would like to thank you, all of you, for watching this webinar. I hope our EZCast ProAV solution can fulfill all your requirements or all your future requirements. We're now preparing a new webinar for our Wi-Fi ProAV solution, and we'll be focusing more on our sales strategy, target industry or target market, and we'll be answering all the questions you may have. Hope to see you soon.